Hello everyone, we are doing 2023 Scholarship Calculus question 4C today. This is quite an interesting question, I like it. When a curve is defined parametrically by the equations x equals f of t and y equals g of t on an interval t is between t1 and t2, we can find the length of the curve using the formula like this. An astronoid is the curve produced by a point on a circle as it rolls around the inside of a fixed circle with 4 times the radius. The astronoid shown alongside is defined by the parametric equations like this. T is in between 0 to 2 pi. Find the parameter of the astronoid, meaning this blue curves. So I believe they are equivalent, right? All the same. So find one. So say I find this one. So I target this and times by 4, isn't it? So first of all, we have to find the dx dt. Do you agree? What is it? So this is the moment that you use a chain rule, isn't it? Cosine t cubed, meaning 3. So I'm differentiate outer function 3 cosine t squared, right? And then times by inner function. So when you differentiate cosine t, what do you get? Negative sine t, isn't it? Right? So that's dx dt. Carry on, dy dt. So what do we get? So same as dx dt. So you go 3 sine squared t, then sine t becomes cosine t. Alright? So knowing that L, we can rewrite. So first of all, because we just target 1, so we know that's there are 4 lots of them, integral t1 to t2. So we have to find that too, but I'm gonna write the function first. So square root of dx dt. Oops. Dx dt is what? Minus 3 cosine squared t sine t squared plus dy dt, which is 3 sine squared t cosine t squared, and then we say dt. Right. So when I carry on this, and before then, I have to find the domain, isn't it? T1 to T2. So what I mean is, when I see this diagram, x plays along 0 to 1, isn't it? So I have to know cosine t cubed was cosine cubed t equals start with a 0. So what do you get? Oh, sorry. Yeah, it is when x is 0. So it means cosine t must be 0, right? So as you know, if I draw cosine graph, would look like this, right? Cosine t is 0, that must be pi over 2, is it? And, oops, not this. And what about when cosine t equals 1? So that's the moment, isn't it? Because t is in between 0 to 2 pi, or even 2 pi, yeah? So I would say, cosine cubed t is 1. That means cosine t is 1 2a. So that means t is how much? Either 0 or cosine t is 1. No, yeah, or 2 pi. But I do believe t must be 0. So t is in between 0 to, from this, I can say t must be in between 0 to pi over 2. Let's confirm with the y. So sine cubed t must be 0, isn't it? So because it plays between 0 to 1. So sine t must be 0. So if I draw sine graph, would look like this, right? So over here, when t equals 0, y gets 0, isn't it? Yeah. And when t gets pi over 2, y gets 1. So that means that confirms that t must be between 0 to pi over 2. So I can tell range is between 0 to pi over 2. So all we have to do is we solve this. So inner function integral 0 to pi over 2. So that's a 9 cosine to the power of 4 t sine squared t plus again 9 sine to the power of 4t cosine squared t, isn't it? dt, right? And we have a square root, right? So if I simplify this, so I can factorize by 9 and sine squared t cosine squared t and bracket cosine squared t plus sine squared t, right, dt. So now I know square root of 9 is a 3, right? And the sine squared t cosine squared t comes out as a sine t cosine t. And this bit here, do you know what? Sine squared t plus cosine squared t, or cosine squared t plus sine squared t is 1. That's the trig identity, isn't it? Therefore, it is like this. Yeah, easy. So I don't need a 3, so I'm going to put that 3 outside. So 12, 0 pi over 2 sine t cosine t. This is the moment we use formula sheet, right? Let me see. Where do I have a formula sheet? I think I have to go this. Yeah. No, not this. Sorry. I have to see here, I believe. Over here. Now, yeah, we can use our angle identity, or we can use the products. Either. It seems this is easier, isn't it? 2 sine A cosine A equals sine 2A. All right, back to the question. Yeah, as I said, you can use this one as well. Yeah. Okay. So the question here, I need a 2, right? So I will say 6 integral 0 to pi over 2. 2 sine t cosine t is what? Equals 6. Now, that becomes sine 2t, isn't it? dt. So we integrate sine 2t. That is, sine becomes negative cosine of 2t over the derivative of 2t is 2, right? 0 to pi over 2. So now I can say 6 bracket, I'm going to put minus here. So cosine 2t means 2 times pi over 2, pi, yeah, over 2 minus cosine 0 over 2, isn't it? By the way, cosine 0 is not 0, isn't it? It's a 1. So again, if I draw them, cosine pi is minus 1. So minus 6, that's a minus 1 because it's pi. Minus 1 over 2. And cosine 0 is 1. So minus a half. So minus 6 times, what is this? Minus 1, which is a 6. Should be the answer. Alright, so it turns out the parameter is a 6. Is there a unit? No, I didn't think so. So you could say just a 6 or 6 units. Should be enough. Alright, I'll see you next time. Bye.